Okay, up next tonight is Bronx and Goliath. But I don't have Goliath's box, just Bronx, because I got Goliath a while ago and I was so anxious to open it up and play with them that I didn't keep the box. This is before I decided to start a channel and giving you my reviews from a newbie's perspective. Of the original Gargoyles that were announced, 3 have yet to be released, but since then they've added a few more to their line, and I am going to get every single one of them because these are so cool. Also, if you're curious about how the figure looks inside the box, there you go. Not too exciting, but now you know. Bronx comes with 2 head sculpts and a piece of meat. I really like them both, but this one's actually my favorite, the one where he's all hyped up, ready to bite somebody. I think it looks really great. This piece of meat kind of resembles a piece of wood, I think, but it looks good enough. This one's not my favorite head sculpt, but it's good enough. If I'm gonna display Bronx, which I am, it'll be with the other, more menacing one. He comes with Goliath's second pair of wings, which is, to a lot of people, the thing that they really wanted. It's super detailed, and man, with these pair of wings, you can actually display Goliath in a way that's not going to take up all your shelf. So this is Bronx with his first head sculpt, the more tame one. I think it looks really good. He's 4 inches tall up to that top spike, so that's pretty good scaling, I think. He has muscles everywhere. This is like, he looks way more buff than I remember him in the cartoons, which is not a bad thing, but if you're collecting these figures because they remind you of back in the days, the cartoon, and you want them to look just like the cartoon, that's not what this is. This is kind of like they took some liberties because he looks really ripped, just like Goliath looks really ripped. I went looking through this figure to see if there's any little spot that was kind of missing some paint. Honestly, maybe it's because I'm not so discerning here, but I just didn't see anything like that. Like, every inch of him is nicely painted, I think. It's super sculpted. Like I said before though, like the muscles is a little much, but it kind of works. Sometimes I think that in the cartoon they should have made him more muscly, but maybe that's just not the way the animators wanted to do it. But I think it looks really good. The muscles look good, even though it's not like the cartoon. But now on to Goliath. He is a badass, but this is not how I remember him looking either. Like, you look at him now, he looks so ripped here, like really ripped. You can tell in the cartoon he's buff, but he's more bulky than ripped. Having said all that though, I can see this being a decision that they made, which honestly I'm not mad at. It looks good. Even though some of this anatomy, it's kind of weird. Like, look at that pec. It's just, I don't know that pecs do that, but I still think it looks good. And the thing is, he's a gargoyle. He's humanoid, but he's not human, so why can't a pec look like that? These are the hands that come on him already when he's in the box. They're probably going to be the hands that I leave on him when I'm displaying him. His toes, just like every other part of him, are nicely sculpted. There's a tremendous amount of detail here, and I think it looks really great. Aside from, you know, these bulging muscles everywhere, like he's flexing. The detail on his wings is amazing, I think. And I know that I'm pretty late to reviewing this figure, so you've already heard it from somebody else, but it's true, it's all true. If you're gonna display Goliath, it's gonna be really hard with those wings extended like that, which is why I'm so happy Bronx came with a second pair of wings. This is head sculpt number 2, which is my personal favorite. I like the scowling ones, the mean, the angry ones the best, and this is the one that I'm going to keep when I display him. Now I want to show you the hands that he comes with. These are his punching hands. I don't really see him doing a lot of punching. He probably scratches more than punches, but you know, he's got them. Okay, so I love this cartoon, but I am 42 years old. It's been a long time. I did not remember that Goliath loves jalapeno peppers. But if you didn't remember either, now you know. This part I did remember. Goliath likes to read, so it makes sense to put a book as his accessory. It's not like he had any knives or swords or anything. What else are you gonna give him but a book and a pepper? So for his second pair of wings, they are much more shelf friendly. They're really soft to the touch, but you kind of have to remove his head to put them on and to take them off. And it does limit his articulation, but they are really nice. I want them to come up with another pair of wings, the ones that are like half open, half closed, for not just Goliath, but for every gargoyle. That would be really cool. I want to see that. Here's Goliath with his puppy Bronx. It's a good scaling, I think. They look good together, and I can't wait to have all the gargoyles together. So the thing I always ask myself is, how do these figures scale to each other from different lines, different brands? This is Goliath next to a Mafex. I think it looks pretty good. What do you think? This is next to Etrigan from the McFarlane toys. I actually think that looks really good too. Etrigan is kind of a big guy, so this scales perfectly, I think. What do you think? Alright, let's see how well Bronx moves. I think the dog, or gargoyle dog, has some of the best range. I mean, look at this. It's pretty good. Head, up and down. Not so much. And that's one of my gripes with these, is that the head comes off so easily, it seems. But now you know you can't really move his head up and down. Toe articulation, not really. I mean, maybe a little bit. It's supposed to. It looks pretty good. There. Tail. He's happy. And I mean, what else can you say about him except that he's really, really buffed. Really buffed. But yeah, he moves well. You can take nice pictures. Whoosh. Imagine him running at you, or take a picture like that. That's pretty cool. Man, I tell you, handling Goliath is so much nicer now that I've got this cape, these wings. The other wings are just so cumbersome. They look really cool, but this one's so much easier to handle. So, thing is that you can't really articulate him because, well, his wings are in the way. So, you have to take him out. To take him out, you kind of have to just pop out his head, because how else do you get him in and out? Then you pop it back in. I tell you, like, I don't know if I'm not good at this, but pop right in. Sometimes I feel like I can't get the head in right away. Alright, let's check out his articulation. Moves, that's pretty good. Let's see how much he can bend his elbow. It's pretty good. Up and down, not so much. His ginormous muscles up here get in the way, but he can move it. This part right here, the bicep. What about his abs? Yeah, he can move that way better than Hudson. He doesn't have that belly. He just has ripped muscles. He can move to the side. Yep. His knee. Yes, that's good. His foot and his toe. I mean, it does everything you need him to, I think. He's not Spider-Man. He's not going to be doing crazy poses, although he can get pretty close to the splits. I suppose you have to be careful with him at some point. Yeah. He does quite a bit. His tail does too. Pretty good. What do you guys think? Thank you for watching, but let's be honest here. You're not watching this review to see if you want this figure. If you liked Goliath, if you like the Gargoyles cartoon, you're most definitely going to get this figure, and it's well worth it because he and all the other gargoyles are awesome.